Hello and welcome to today's Vinyasa flow practice. I'm Sarah, Wild Earth Yoga. So for today's practice, we're going to do a fairly dynamic flow. You will need your yoga mat, you might need a yoga block, and you might need 1 or 2 bricks, depending on how it feels in the body. So just have these to one side. And then when you're ready, we're starting in child's pose. So coming to the back of your mat and taking the knees out pretty much mat width, big toes coming together, and then sit the seat back onto the heels first. So think of that contact between the bum and the heels and that tucking under of the pelvis. From there, bring the hands down onto the mat and keep that tuck in the pelvis as you walk the hands down and lower the forehead to the mat. Now, if it's not possible to bring the forehead to the mat with that contact between the bum and the heels, bring one of your blocks or bricks underneath the forehead and allow the forehead to rest on there. So just feeling that contact of the body arriving on the mat. Giving yourself this time just to breathe, to be present. And feeling that contact between the palms and the hands. Feeling the contact between the forehead and either the block or the mat. Feeling the tops of the feet, the length of the shins that are in contact with the earth. And then start to become aware of your breathing. And just notice the flow of breath in and out of the body. Noticing the air as it comes into the mouth or the nose. Notice how much of the chest or the lungs or the belly that it fills. And as you exhale, again being aware of the sensations, maybe the temperature of the air as you breathe out. And then start to see if it's possible to breathe in and out just through the nostrils. So this naturally starts to slow the breath. But we can also actively think about slowing the breath a little here. So we want the breath to be easy and free, but just a bit slower than your normal breath. As you inhale, I'd like you to think of drawing the breath deep down into the lungs, almost imagining the breath is going all the way down to the root. And then as you breathe out, allow that breath to start at that root, the base of the spine. Let the air slowly float up and out of the body, and imagine that it's leaving the body through the very top of the head. So you're inhaling deep down into the body and exhaling, letting the air float up and out through the top of the head. So taking 7 more rounds of breath here. Drawing the air into the body. As you let the air leave, allow the body to settle a little bit more. As you inhale, think of expansion through the ribs. And as you exhale, think of releasing and letting go. 3 more breaths. So next time you inhale from here, we're pushing up onto all fours. So drawing the knees a little bit closer so that they are about hip width, and then coming up onto the hands, and the hands are somewhere underneath those shoulders. We're moving through cat-cow now, so spinal movement. As you inhale, think of allowing the belly, the rib cage to drop, and then the tailbone lifts up towards the ceiling and the chest is opening forwards. As you exhale, arching the spine in the opposite direction, tucking the tailbone under, and allow that head to be nice and heavy. And just moving through this about another 3 or 4 times with your own breath. Really focusing on the length of the spine, the movement through each vertebra, the movement through the front of the body as well as the back of the body. Last round. And then coming back to a neutral spine. From here, as you inhale, turn the chest to the right, reach up with the right hand and the arm, see if you can look up. And as you exhale, we're threading the right arm underneath the left, so thread the needle, dropping down onto the right shoulder and the right side of the head. Left hand can stay alongside the face, and you can gently push into that hand to find rotation through the upper spine. So we're trying to bring left shoulder on top of right. If you want to, from here, you could reach that left arm straight up to the ceiling. You could even wrap it around the back of the body, reaching the left fingertips for the right thigh. But again, we're focusing on the rotation of the spine. So you take the arm to wherever works for you. 2 more breaths here. Bring the left hand back alongside the face. As you inhale, let's unwind, reaching up and out with the right arm. Turn the chest. And then exhale, lower the right hand back to the mat. Give each wrist a nice little rotate out, one and then the other. And then get ready for the other side. So as you inhale, left arm this time, reaching up, turning the chest. As you exhale, thread the arm underneath, drop down onto the shoulder. Again, that slight push into the right hand, or you can reach up, straight up, or wrap the arm around the back of the body. And just notice it might feel different on this side. One shoulder often feels tighter. For me, this is a lot harder. Two more breaths. Let's bring the right hand back alongside the face. As you inhale, reaching up and out, reach those left fingertips all the way to the ceiling, and then exhale, lower that left hand down. Again, give each wrist a little rotate out. So now for some gentle wrist stretches. So you have 2 options. You can either turn the fingertips to the outside of each mat and lean side to side. So you're slowly bringing the weight one way and then the other. Or you can spin the fingertips towards the knees and slowly lean the weight backwards. So just aiming to feel a slight stretch through the wrists. Let's bring those hands back so the fingertips are facing forwards. So from here, keeping the hands down on the mat, knees are still at hip width, tuck the toes underneath, and I'd like you to try and get the base of each toe down towards the mat. From there, push into the hands and send the weight back to the heels. So we're pushing the toes into the mat, and you're trying to really open out through the toe joint, but also the sole of each foot. If that feels okay, you walk the hands in towards the knees, and then maybe you can lift all the way up into toe stand, so you're sitting back the weight onto the heels. From here, as you inhale, we'll reach out and up, bring the hands all the way together, look upwards, and then exhale, slowly bring the hands back and down. Let's do one more. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, lower the hands down. Bring the hands back down to the mat, come off those toes, give them a nice little tap out on the mat. And then from here, bring the hands slightly further forward. So we're coming to downward dog, so nice bit of space between each finger, and I've got my fingertips slightly rotated towards the outside edge of the mat. From there, tucking the toes, lifting the tailbone's nice and high, head is heavy, and just start to bend into one knee as you drop the other heel. So pedaling out through those feet, lengthening out through one leg and then the other. And then finding stillness here in your downward facing dog. So encouraging the heels down towards the mat. Next time you inhale, let's raise the right leg all the way up to the ceiling for three-legged dog. And then bring the heel to the bum, turn the hips to the right for split dog. So trying to keep the chest turned towards the mat as the hips turn to the right side. Level off the pelvis, draw the knee underneath you, and bring the weight forward, stepping the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Keep that back leg lifted. So we're rocking forwards and back, so use the toes here and the ball of the foot just to get a little bit of movement forwards and back. So from there, we're staying in high lizard and then reaching the right arm underneath. See how that feels. So fingertips are reaching backwards. If that feels okay, see if you can mirror it on the left side. So left hand comes and reaches backwards. Got the chest facing the floor. And then see if you can raise one hand and then the other. So imagining you're a lizard with hot feet and you're letting one cool off and then the other. If that feels okay, you might choose to float both hands away so that you're in flying lizard, or you might choose to carry on alternating. Last couple of breaths with whichever option you're in. And then bring the hands all the way back alongside that front foot. We're dropping the left knee down now and holding a static lizard. So I've still got my hand on the inside of the right foot. You might need to creep that foot forward a little bit. Allow the left hip to sink. Head can be nice and heavy here. And then bring the right foot underneath you a little bit more into the center of the mat. So we're in low lunge. I've got my right armpit over my right leg. Next time you inhale, push into the front foot, lift up, reach up with the arms, reach those hands nice and high. You can have the hands together or slightly apart. You can keep those fingertips reaching straight up to the ceiling, or you can allow the back to arch and the front of the body to stretch. Let's slowly lower the hands all the way back and down. So So tucking the left toes, we'll hover the left knee, and as you inhale, step back into plank, or it could be hands and knees. As you exhale, we're lowering all the way to the mat. Inhale, lift up through the chest, baby cobra. And then exhale, take it to child's pose, knees wide, toes together. Seat to the heels and pause here for about 3 breaths. When you're ready, find your way back into downward facing dog. And again, maybe have a little pedal out of those feet. So we'll do the other side. So when you're ready, lifting up with the left leg. So left leg rises all the way up for 3-legged dog. Then bring the heel to the bum and turn those hips to the left. So again, chest is square to the mat. Level the pelvis, bring that knee forward and through, and step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. And again, we're moving forwards and back. So using the toes and the ball of the foot. Let's come to stillness here. So this time, left hand or left arm is reaching underneath the left leg. Fingertips are on the floor. And if that feels okay, right hand mirrors, so fingertips are facing back. Trying to keep the chest level with the floor, and then seeing if you can hover one hand and then the other. Maybe both together, if that works. Maybe stick with that alternating. 2 more breaths. And then bring the hands all the way back to the top of the mat and drop that right knee down. So we're in a static hold of lizard. From there, we're bringing the left foot towards the middle of the mat, finding low lunge, allowing that right hip to sink down. And next inhale, lifting up through the chest, reaching up with the arms. And again, hands can be apart or together. You can keep the hands pointing straight up or take it into that back bend with a length through the front of the body. Slowly bring the hands all the way back and down. Tuck the right toes, hover the knee, and as you inhale, step back into a plank. Exhale to lower down. Remember, you can drop the knees to lower all the way down. As you inhale, lift up through the chest. Keep it at baby cobra. Draw those shoulder blades down. And then exhale, child's pose. So knees wide, toes together, seat to the heels. Forehead to the mat. And take 2 or 3 breaths here. When you're ready, we're meeting back in downward facing dog again. And you might choose just to give those feet a nice pedal out. So coming to stillness in downward dog, so letting that head go heavy, pushing the chest towards the thighs, thinking about pushing down into the hands and the feet evenly. Next, inhale, raise the right leg all the way up to the ceiling. Draw the knee underneath you, but this time bring that right foot underneath you to the left side of the mat. I'm on the outside edge of the right foot. Turn the left foot to the left, keep the hips high. Reach up with that left hand and hold it here in fallen star. Bring the left hand back to the mat. Turn the back foot. Reach back through with the right leg, raise it back up, and then lower the right foot down. Give those feet a little pedal, and you might need to adjust where they are on the mat. So we'll do the same with the other leg. So as you inhale, you're raising that left leg all the way up. As you exhale, draw the knee through. Left foot comes to the right side of the mat, on the outside edge of the foot, turning on the right foot, hips are high. Raise that right hand all the way up. Holding it here. Bring the right hand back down, pivot on the right foot, and lift that left leg all the way back up. Slowly lower the left foot down. Let's drop to the knees. This time, the child's pose, knees together, forehead coming towards the mat or your block, and arms coming alongside the legs, shoulders are rounding down. And then when you're ready, bring the hands ahead, tuck the toes, lift the bum, we're back in downward facing dog. So from there, bring the hands in towards the feet, and we're finding standing forward fold. So you can have a nice bend in the knees for forward fold. You don't need to have the legs straight. You can let the head be nice and heavy, and I like to bring opposite hand to opposite elbow. So just allowing everything to dangle down. And you might even have a little shake side to side, a little sway, maybe a swing. So making sure the feet are about hip width, release the elbows, bring the hands to the mat, or you can use blocks under the hands if that feels better. So next time you inhale, we're straightening the legs and letting that head drop. And then as you exhale, bend into the knees, send that bum back and open the chest forwards. So exhale, lifting the bum, head nice and heavy, and then inhale, bend the knees, chest forwards. One more, exhale. And inhale, knees bend. Exhale, back into forward fold. So from there, widen the feet out, so about mat width, maybe a little wider with the toes pointing at 45 degrees this time. Again, hands are on blocks or on the mat. So as you exhale this time, bend into the knees, lower the bum all the way down, and you decide how low you go in that squat. As you inhale, we're lifting the bum all the way back up, let the head drop. So exhale, knees bend, sink that bum down, and inhale, lifting all the way up. Last one, exhale, and inhale. Exhale here, and as you exhale, bring the feet back underneath the hips. Walk those hands back out into downward facing dog. And again, have a little pedal out with those feet. So one and then the other. So from here, next time you inhale, you're bringing your feet towards the hands, so coming all the way to the top of the mat. And if you can, try and keep the hands down on the mat as you step forwards. Exhale, find a forward fold. Let that head hang nice and heavy. Next time you inhale, we're rising all the way up, so reaching out and up, bringing the hands all the way above. You can look upwards, and exhale, lower the hands down to heart center. Inhale, right foot stepping back, warrior one. So keep that wide width of the feet, turn the back foot to 45, front knee is bent. Reach up with the arms, and if you like, first two fingers can point upwards in Kali Mudra. You can keep those hands pointing straight up, or you can take it into more of a back bend. As you exhale, lower the hands all the way down, interlace them, and inhale, draw the hands down, lift that chest to the sky. Next time you inhale, release the hands, bring them all the way back above the head. And then exhale, lower the hands to the mat. Inhale into plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up through the chest. You could come into full cobra now. And then exhale, child's pose. And downward facing dog. So next time you inhale, feet back to the top of the mat. And as you exhale, we're finding that forward fold once more. Inhale to rise, reach out and up. Bring the hands all the way above. Exhale, hands come down. Next, inhale, step back, left foot this time, so warrior one. Again, we've got that 45-degree angle of the back foot, front knee is bent. Reach up with the hands, together or apart. First two fingers together if you like, back bend if you want it. As you exhale, hands float down behind you. Inhale, interlace, draw those hands down, lift the chest. Exhale, reach the hands all the way back up. And then lower the hands down to the mat. As you inhale, find plank. And exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, lift up through the chest, cobra. Exhale, child's pose, knees wide, toes together, seat to the heels. And then we meet back in downward facing dog. So next, inhale, feet to the top of the mat. Exhale, down into your fold. Inhale, we're rising up, so reaching out and up with the hands. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, right foot back, warrior one, raise those hands. Exhale, hands float down, interlace. Inhale, draw down, lift chest. Exhale, humble warrior, fold chest to thigh, bring the hands up and over, and the hands come as far over as you can allow. Release the hands to the mat as you inhale. Right leg lifts up for standing splits. And we hold here for 3 breaths. You've got time to play with your balance here. So you could bring the hands closer to the standing foot. You can take a hand to the ankle. You might even be able to take both hands to the ankle. Next, exhale, lower the right foot to the back of the mat. Inhale, find plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. Upward dog if you want. So lifting up through those knees, chest is lifted. And then exhale, straight into downward dog, or use that child's pose and meet me here. Next, inhale, feet to the top of the mat once more. Exhale into your fold. Inhale, we're rising up, reaching out and up. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, left foot steps back. We're coming into warrior one. Exhale, hands come down and interlace. Inhale, draw down, lift the chest. Exhale, folding down. Humble warrior, holding it here. Next, inhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Raise the left leg up for your standing splits. And again, you've got time here to try and challenge your balance. So maybe the hands just come a bit closer. Maybe you come onto fingertips. Maybe you take the hands away to the ankle. Bring the hands back down to the mat if you took them elsewhere. Next, exhale, lower the left toes to the back of the mat. Inhale, find plank. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, lifting up through the chest. Remember, up dog if you want it with the knees lifted. Exhale, straight to downward dog, or you can come with me through child's pose. we go back into downward facing dog. So having a little pedal out of the feet here. You're welcome to press pause and grab a water break. We've got 2 more standing rounds. So next, inhale, feet to the top of the mat. Exhale into your fold. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, right foot steps back. Warrior 1, raise those hands high. Exhale, hands float down, interlace. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, hands find the mat. Standing splits, just for a breath. As you exhale, right foot lowers parallel to the short edge, and we rise on an inhale into warrior 2. So we've got that front foot facing forward, shoulders are square, hips square to the long edge of the mat. Keep pushing that front knee over the 3rd or 4th toe. Next, inhale, straighten that front leg, reach forward with the left fingertips, and then down into triangle pose, reaching up with the right arm. Next, inhale, bend into the front knee, warrior 2. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale to plank, and exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, child's pose or straight to downward dog. Meeting back in downward dog. So next, inhale, feet to the top of the mat. Exhale into your fold. Inhale, rise, reaching out and up. Exhale, hands lower to heart center. Inhale, left foot steps back, warrior 1. Exhale, hands float down. Inhale, interlace hands, draw down, lift chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, hands to the mat, raise the left leg high, standing splits. Exhale, lower the left foot parallel to the short edge. Rise all the way up into your warrior 2. Driving that front knee forwards. Holding it here. Next, inhale, straighten the front leg. Reach forward with the right fingertips and then down into triangle pose. Looking up to those top fingertips if you can. Next, inhale, rebend the front knee, find your warrior 2. Exhale, hands all the way to the mat. Inhale, find plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. And then exhale, find your way into downward facing dog. So last 2 standing flows, 1 on each side. So as you inhale, step the feet to the top of the mat. Exhale, find your forward fold. Inhale to rise, reaching out and up. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, right foot steps back, warrior 1. Exhale, hands float down, interlace. Inhale, draw down, lift the chest. Exhale to fold. Inhale, hands find the mat. Raise the right leg high, standing splits. Exhale, right foot lowers to the mat. As you inhale, you're rising into your warrior 2. Exhale here. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach forward and then down as you breathe out for triangle pose. And then inhale, back up into warrior 2 and exhale here. Next, inhale, flip the front hand, reach it forwards, bring that arm up and over for reverse warrior. You're wrapping that back arm around the outside of the body, reaching the fingertips overhead. Think about pushing down through the outside edge of the back foot. Think about driving that front knee forwards. Next, inhale, come back to warrior 2. And then as you exhale, left forearm comes to thigh, palm facing upwards and the right arm up and over. So extended side angle. So you've got the bicep to the ear, palm facing down, and a nice gentle rest of the left arm on the thigh. Next inhale, come all the way back up into warrior two. And then exhale, hands find the mat. Inhale, plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lifting up. And then exhale, downward facing dog. So very last round, as you inhale, feet to the top of the mat. Exhale, find your forward fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, left foot steps back. Warrior one. Exhale, hands float down, interlace. Inhale, draw the hands down, lift the chest. Exhale to fold, humble warrior. Inhale, hands find the mat, left leg lifts up. Exhale, lower the left foot, parallel to the short edge. As you inhale, we rise into warrior two, and then exhale to land. Next, inhale, straighten the front leg, reach forward with the right fingertips, triangle pose, looking up to the left fingertips. And then rebend the front knee, exhale, warrior two. Next inhale, flip the hand, reach it forwards, up and over, reverse the warrior. So reaching up and out of that right hip, left arm can trail or it can wrap around the back of the body. Front knees driving forwards. If you want to here, you can look up to the top wrist to challenge your balance. Next inhale, warrior two. And then exhale, right forearm to thigh, left arm up and over, stretching all the way up through that left side, reaching out through those left fingertips, chest turning towards the ceiling. If you like, again, you can look up towards that top wrist. Next inhale, let's find warrior two. And exhale, hands come all the way down. Inhale, plank, last time. Exhale, lower. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, let's land in child's pose. So knees wide, toes together, seat to the heels, forehead down to the mat. Pausing it here. 5 breaths. So from here, bringing the hands into the knees, lifting up through the chest. Let's bring the legs all the way round in front. We'll find seated forward fold. So legs are outstretched in front of you. You might have a little bend into the knees. As you inhale, we're reaching up with the arms to the ceiling. And then exhale, hinge from the hips, fold down over the legs, and hands can come to the floor, 2 blocks, or all the way down. Let that head go wherever you are. And think about drawing the toes in towards the shins. 3 more breaths here. Slowly lift all the way up, walk the hands in. Now draw the left knee in towards you, so left heel is in towards the groin. Sit up nice and tall. Allow that left knee to drop down and bring the sole of the foot to the inside of your right leg. As you inhale, keep that chest square to the front foot, raise up the arms, and exhale, fold over the long leg. Next, inhale, lift up. This time, turn the chest so you're facing that left knee, left side of the mat. Bring the right arm on the inside and then reach up and over with that left arm for side angle. So we're reaching those fingertips, turning the chest to the ceiling. You might have the hand on the leg, you might have the hand on the mat, you might be able to reach for the toe or the foot. Next, inhale, windmill the arms, bring the left hand alongside, lift up to baby wild thing, so we're on the knee and the foot, hips are lifted, you're reaching that right hand back, stretching out and looking to the right fingertips. And then exhale, slowly lower all the way down. So we'll swap legs, I'm just changing ends. So draw the right knee into the chest, we've got the left leg out long. So squeeze it in, sit up nice and tall. Allow that knee to drop down, sole of the foot to the inside of the left leg. Inhale, chest square to the short edge of the mat. Raise those hands high. And exhale, fold over the left leg. 2 breaths here. Walk the hands in, lift the chest. Turn the chest towards the bent knee, the right leg, and then bring that left hand either to the floor, to the leg, on the inside. Reach up and over with the right arm. It's a side bend over this left leg. Straighten out through those right fingertips. Next, inhale, bring the right hand all the way behind you, lift up onto the knee and the foot. Hips are nice and high, reach that left hand back. Baby wild thing. And then exhale, slowly lower, all the way down. So let's bring the feet to hip width, so knees bent, feet are on the floor, hands coming behind you, fingertips pointing towards the bum. So from here, think about lengthening out through the arms and then lift up and out through the chest. So shoulders are down and away. If you can, maybe you can let that head go. If you prefer to keep the head in a line, keep the head in a line. So pushing down through those hands. You've got the option to stay where you are, or you can lift those hips up to knee height, so squeezing into the bum for reverse tabletop. Holding it wherever you are, 3 more breaths. Slowly lower the bum down, lean forward onto the legs, let that head hang nice and heavy. Slowly slide up. So keeping the knees bent, we're bringing the feet a bit closer, coming onto the tiptoes and then bringing the hands onto the backs of the thighs. So we're coming to a boat variation. So shoulders are down and away, sitting up tall through the crown of the head, and then rock back slightly so that the toes lift up and off the mat. So from there, my grip on my legs is nice and light, so it's my legs doing the work, driving the knees towards the chest. So from here, let's keep hold of the right leg with the right hand, extend the left leg out long, lower it down and reach that left hand out. And then slowly draw it all the way back in, switch sides. So right leg's lowering down, straightening out, you're reaching the right arm out, and then draw it back in. 1 more each side, so lowering down, exhale, and then draw it all the way back in. Last time, right side, exhale, inhale, draw it in, and then exhale here. So from here, lower the feet, we're lowering all the way down onto the back, so however you want to get there. And once you get down onto your mat, draw the knees into the chest, give them a nice squeeze in, and it might just feel really good to rock on the pelvis, rock on the back. So from here, we're coming into happy baby. So take the knees nice and wide, keep them bent in, and just allow the ankles to come above the knees so the soles of the feet are facing up. So the knees are definitely wider than the rib cage. From here, you can draw those knees down either by holding onto the backs of the thighs, maybe the calves or the ankles, or maybe you grab hold of the feet. Whichever place you choose to grab hold of, try and make sure that the shoulder blades are still connected down on the mat, and that also the whole of the spine and the pelvis is also connected. So you can stay in happy baby, or we can come into a variation of straddle, so recline straddle. So we're extending out through the right leg diagonally, so allowing that right leg to lengthen. You might be able to hold onto the toes. You might need to bring the hand and support the outside of the right thigh with the elbow on the mat. And then switch legs, so draw the right knee back in and extend the left leg out, and again you can support that leg. So you can keep switching, so extending out one leg, drawing it back in and switching, or you can hold in straddle. So you can support the thighs by having the elbows down on the mat and the palms underneath the thighs, or you can challenge that stretch by a gentle pressure or the weight of the hands on the inside of the legs. One more breath here. And then slowly draw those legs all the way above you, so we're coming to legs up the wall. So ankles are directly over hips, feet can be hip width, they can be together, a little flex through the foot, and then let's just point those feet and flex them and point, and then land and flex, but it's a gentle flex, so just that very gentle encouragement. Shoulders, arms, upper body is relaxed on the mat. Holding it here. If you've got shoulder stand in your practice and you'd like to take it up into shoulder stand, feel free to go there now. We'll just hold here for about another 5 breaths. You're very welcome to play with the legs, whether you're in legs up the wall or shoulder stand. You could bring those legs back out into straddle. You could take one leg towards the face, one leg further away, and then switch. Or you can just hold in that stillness. Slowly bend the knees, draw the knees into the face if you're in shoulder stand, slowly lower down, and either squeeze the knees into the chest or bring the feet down and let those knees windscreen wipe side to side. So drawing those knees back into the chest, let's bring the arms out into a T shape if you've space, or cactus, so elbows bent, palms facing upwards if you've got less space like me. And then we're taking the knees all the way over to the right side, so rolling onto that right hip. Allow that left shoulder to either connect back and down, or at least head in that direction. So recline twist. We're trying to let the legs be pretty heavy here. If you like, you can turn the head and look to the left or down the left arm, or you can just keep looking straight up at the ceiling. Try and allow the body to start to think about letting go here. So we're preparing for stillness, preparing for Shavasana. then bring those knees all the way back into the middle and squeeze them in. When you're ready, we'll take it the other way. So knees go all the way over to that left side. Allowing the legs to be heavy. Right shoulder connecting back and down to the mat. And you can turn the head and look down that right arm. Slowly come back into the middle. One last little squeeze in of those knees into the chest. And then allow the feet to find the floor. Allow the legs to come long if that works. Otherwise you can keep the feet on the mat with the knees bent and just let the knees drop in. If you can, try and rotate the arms so the palms are facing upwards. But whatever position you can allow the body to be still, to rest in, is where I would like you to be. So if you've got time for a longer Shavasana, now is the time to press pause on this video. And thank you for watching. If you're with me, we're allowing the body just to settle down into the mat. So being aware of all the parts of your body that are in contact with the mat, with the earth. And then seeing if you can allow the body to think about releasing just a little. So letting go of holding everything on or holding everything in. Allowing everything to soften. Shavasana. So slowly now starting to bring yourself back. Wiggling the fingers and the toes. Maybe deepening the breath. Perhaps you allow the knees to swing side to side. Perhaps you draw knees into the chest. Perhaps you stretch the arms over the body, stretching out all the way through. And then slowly bring the arms back alongside and think about finding your way up to some kind of easy seated or kneeling position, whatever feels comfortable. So when you get there, we'll just close practice together. So think about connecting down through the sitting bone. Think about being tall through the crown of the head. Shoulders are dropped down and away from your ears. Next time you inhale, reach out and up with the hands. Bring them all the way above the head. Let the palms find each other. And as you breathe out, lower the hands to heart center. Let's do that twice more. So inhale and exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale, hands lower to heart center. Dip the forehead to the fingers. Thank yourself for making time in your day for your yoga practice. And thank you very much for joining me. Thanks everyone. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And if you'd like to check out more videos, just follow my YouTube channel. Thanks so much.